Hey, it's Ken Kreitzer for Sons of the American Legion Radio. We're in Denver, Colorado today. The Black Knights are going to take on the Air Force Academy tomorrow and have a chance to visit with a West Point alumni, Tony Coaxum, who's been a coach at West Point. He's also been with the Broncos. Tony, good to see you.
Hey, Ken, great to have you here. It's nice to finally get to meet you and excited to see the guys play tomorrow.
Absolutely. Now, tell us a little bit about your experience. You're a West Point grad. Why did you go to West Point? What was it like in your years at the academy?
I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. My whole family's been in the military. Mom, dad, uncles, my younger brother. And military was something I always wanted to do. And I wanted to be an officer, so West Point was the perfect situation for me. And during my time there, I was able to join the football team and play there, and started at corner for 3 years, and met some of the best friends in the world. And my experience there has been great. Pretty much everything that associated with West Point has shaped my life to this day, from not only the friends I met, the career, my family, but where I am today, being able to coach in the NFL and win a Super Bowl. So I owe West Point a lot, and it's not a day goes by I don't think about West Point or even talk to some of my close friends from West Point.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about now. Tell us about you served in the Army, and then you had a chance to move into coaching. How'd you make that move and start coaching in college?
Well, right after graduation, I coached at a prep school. I was a grad assistant coach that a lot of guys still do today. At the prep school, I did that before going to the basic course at Fort Sill for field artillery. Stationed at Fort Bragg, and still felt that closeness to want to be around the game. And unfortunately, I had a back injury that forced me out of the Army a little bit earlier than I anticipated. And once I got into the civilian world, I started coaching at a high school down in Georgia. And really, when I really realized my worst day coaching was better than any job I ever had, is when I really, it hit me that, hey, I wanted to get into coaching. And then I was able to get a job back up at West Point when Coach Brock was the head coach, and worked on the defense side of the ball. And I was there for 7 years with Coach Brock and with Coach Ellerson. And we had a chance, we had a one solid season where we went to a bowl game and won the Armed Forces Bowl in 2010, I believe it was. And then from there, just through some other connections, I landed a position with the Baltimore Ravens as a special teams assistant intern position. That's where I met Coach Kubiak down there in Baltimore when he was offense coordinator, and when he got the job out in Denver a couple of years ago, he brought me with him, and we had a chance to win the Super Bowl 50, which was an unbelievable experience. And we had another year there with the Broncos, and due to some medical issues, Coach had to step down, and there was a coaching change, so I'm not with the Broncos right now. But all those came together and allowed me to experience one of the best things that most coaches dream about, of being a Super Bowl champion, and I can say that now. And it was an unbelievable experience. The coaches I worked with, the players I was able to coach with and experience that with, made me a better coach, a better teacher, and it really enhanced my career as a football coach.
We got to show that beautiful Super Bowl ring that you have. It is a trophy. Let's see. Isn't that beautiful? Is that amazing to see? Wow. Congratulations. That's quite a ring. And now tell us a little bit about it, Tony Coaxum. Difference. So what adjustments did you have to make in coaching when you went from college at West Point to coaching in the NFL?
The biggest thing is, you're dealing with professionals. These guys, they're the best in the world at doing this, and just making sure that you're dialed into the details, even more so in college, which is always important. But the biggest thing is getting these are grown men, and they understand, hey, you know what you're talking about, and you're putting them in the best position to be successful. Because what they care about is, hey, are you going to make me a better player, which is going to increase my value, which is going to increase my money-making potential in this league, and it also is going to help me become a better player so we can win championships. So as long as you show them that, hey, you can do these things. Maybe something you see on film. It may be one thing that you see the opponents doing. If you can give them that one little nugget here and there each week, that's going to help them perform better. They will respect you and listen to you and be willing to do what you are asking them to do to go out to be successful every given Sunday.
At Super Bowl 50 held out in San Francisco, Santa Clara, your Broncos looked as well prepared, came out as strong as I've seen a team. I don't think the Carolina Panthers knew what hit them in the first quarter. How did you get the team so well prepared to really play well on the big stage, the tremendous excitement of a Super Bowl?
It was just a testament to the whole coaching staff in general and those guys in the room, the players. Coach Kubiak is a real detailed guy, and it's just a process that we went throughout the whole year. We always talked about grinding it out, doing the little things, and it's something we built throughout the year of how we prepared. And kind of the biggest thing is that we had a lot of struggles throughout the year. We didn't have many games where there were flake blowouts. I think we had 2 or 3 overtime games where at any point in the year, every phase of the game had to do something to win. We had a phenomenal defense, no doubt, but there were times where the offense had to put up some points or make some big plays. Obviously, the defense played well. There was times in games where special teams, we had to make some big plays in order to be successful, and that brought us together. And those 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, they're by far the best practices I've ever been associated with as a player or a coach, because we were so dialed in, we were so focused on what we needed to get done, and there was never a doubt in our mind that we would win this ball game, because we knew how well we prepared. We knew what we've been throughout the year, and we knew that, hey, if we do these things and the work that we've put in, that we're going to be successful. So that thought never crossed any of our minds, and you could feel that to the different players you talk to during the practices and say, hey, we're going to win this game. This is our game to win because we've earned it in our preparation, and it was just a beautiful thing to see to play out. Kind of the game played out how we expected it to play out, and the culmination of winning it all was something very special.
And Tony Coaxum, tell us a little bit about the organization you're with. You're working with a lot of high school students and colleges. Tell us from the scouting point of view. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's called National Scouting Report. Basically, it's a collection of former coaches and players, not just football, but in all sports, basketball, soccer, track, you name it. And basically, it's I use my time. I identify high school players from around, basically here in Denver and even other places around the country, and identify these kids, evaluate them like I would as a college coach. Hey, I think this kid can play college football in my case, and then try to link them up with the level of football that they're capable of playing, whether that be at the highest level, say BCS level football, all the way down to D2, D3, NAIA football, and just work with the families. And if they're not being recruited or getting the exposure they need, we work with them, linking them up with the coaches and the schools at the level that they're capable of playing, of hopes of them achieving their dream of being collegiate level athletes.
Tony, we're going to be out at Falcon Stadium tomorrow for the Army Air Force game. What is it going to take for Army to avenge several losses to Air Force in recent years? I know Coach Monken is anxious for a big day.
I'm really excited to go down and check out the game. I've been, I watch the game every Saturday on, and I'm really impressed at how hard the guys play, how much passion and detail they play with. And I just think it's just going to be to show what this program has been building to over the last couple of years under Coach Monken and his staff. Obviously run our offense and control the clock, do what we do there, do what we've been doing all year of taking care of the football and not turning it over. You turn the ball over, it's harder to win ball games. Special teams has made plays, especially the last couple of years, making even early this year, blocking field goals, blocking punts, any type of plays in the kicking game. It increases your chances of winning games exponentially. And what's been the real big thing that's come out this year is how they've won in the fourth quarter. A couple of games were tight in fourth quarter, been down, and it just seems like in the fourth quarter the team is just they know they're going to win. They know they're going to make those plays down the stretch to win the game. So we do those things. Control the ball like we do, run our offense, make a couple big plays, whether it be in the passing game or on special special teams and like win the fourth quarter, I think we'll be singing second come tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, Tony Coaxum, tell us what class year you are in from West Point.
I'm West Point class of 2000.
Hey, that's great. Tony Coaxum, thank you so much. Great to see you. Great to be out here in Denver.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you got a chance to meet with you, and look forward tomorrow. Go Army, beat Air Force.
Absolutely. Tony Coaxum, West Point graduate and former Army and Denver Bronco coach. This is Ken Kreitzer for Sons of American Legion Radio in Denver, Colorado.